The rain was loud, but not louder than my father's voice. Get out. No anger, no hesitation, just final. My suitcase landed beside me, splashing dirty water onto my jeans. I stared at it, then back at him. Dad, please. I just finished school. I don't even have anywhere to go. You should have thought about that, he said. Behind him, my stepmother, Linda, leaned against the wall, arms folded, watching like it was a show. I didn't do anything wrong, I said, my voice shaking. He stepped closer, lowering his voice. You did. You stayed weak. That word hit harder than anything else. Weak. I've already chosen who deserves this family, he added. My chest tightened. What does that even mean? He didn't answer. He just stepped aside. And that's when I saw him. Jason, sitting in my seat, wearing my hoodie, smiling like he belonged. You're not my son anymore, my father said. Then the gate slammed shut, locked, and just like that, I had nothing. I didn't sleep that night. Not really. I sat by the gate, soaked, cold, staring at the house like if I waited long enough, something would change. It didn't. By morning, my body ached, but I forced myself to stand. I knocked on the gate again. No response. I knocked harder. Finally, the door opened. Linda stood there, annoyed. You're still here? I need to talk to him, I said. She rolled her eyes but stepped aside. Inside, everything looked the same, except it wasn't. Jason was at the dining table, eating breakfast like he'd always lived there. My father sat across from him, laughing. Dad. He looked up, irritated. Why are you back? I just want to understand. You were holding us back, he said simply. Jason smirked without even trying to hide it. I'm giving everything to someone who can carry the name, my father added. I am your son, I said. He didn't hesitate. No, you were. I followed him into his office, refusing to leave. You can't just erase me, I said. He walked behind his desk and picked up a file, sliding it toward me. Sign it. My hands trembled as I opened it. Dissolution papers. Legal detailed final. No inheritance. No support. No claim to anything connected to him. You're serious? I asked. He leaned back, completely. I looked up. Why are you doing this? He studied me for a moment, then said, Because you're not built to win. The words felt heavier than the rain outside. You hesitate. You think too much. You're soft. And Jason isn't? I asked. No, he said. He knows what he wants. I laughed bitterly. You barely know him. I know enough. Silence filled the room. Sign it, he repeated. I closed the file slowly. I won't. He nodded once. Then you leave with nothing. I stood up. I already did. And I walked out. The first week felt unreal, like I was watching someone else's life fall apart. I slept wherever I could, unfinished buildings, bus stops, even behind a shop once. Hunger became normal. So did rejection. People I thought I could rely on suddenly disappeared. Calls went unanswered. Messages ignored. I learned fast. When you fall, most people step back. One evening, I hadn't eaten all day. My head spun as I leaned against the wall, trying to stay upright. Then everything went dark. When I opened my eyes, I was in a small room. Clean, quiet, safe, good. A voice said, You're awake. I turned. An older man stood near the door, watching me carefully. Where am I? I asked. Somewhere better than the street, he replied. Why did you help me? He stepped closer, studying me like I was something to be measured. Then he asked one question. Do you want sympathy or do you want power? I stared at him, trying to understand what he meant. Why would you ask that? I said, Because your answer decides what happens next. I swallowed. I thought about the rain, the gate, my father's voice calling me weak. I want power, I said finally. He nodded slowly. Good, because sympathy won't help you. His name was Mr. Cole. He didn't ask about my past, didn't care about my story. To him, I was just someone with potential. You can stay, he said, but you'll work. What kind of work? Whatever is needed. The first few weeks were brutal. Long hours, physical tasks, no comfort. I almost quit more than once. One night, exhausted, I muttered, "This isn't worth it." Mr. Cole looked at me calmly. "Then leave." I thought about going back, but I had nowhere to go. "I'll stay," I said. "Then stop complaining," he replied. That night, something shifted. I stopped seeing myself as someone who lost everything and started seeing myself as someone who had nothing left to lose. Time passed and I changed. I woke up earlier, worked harder, thought sharper. Mr. Cole noticed, even if he didn't say it directly. "You're improving," he said one evening. "I have to," I replied. He handed me an envelope. Inside was money. Not much, but it was mine. "For what?" I asked. "For proving you're not useless," he said. This time, it didn't feel like an insult. It felt like progress. I closed my hand around the money, feeling something I hadn't felt in a long time. Control. For the first time, I wasn't surviving. I was building, and I wasn't going back. I started noticing things about Mr. Cole. He wasn't just helping people. People came to him. Serious people. Business owners. Investors. Quiet meetings that felt important. "You see it now?" he asked one day. "You're not just teaching me to work." I said, "I'm teaching you to think." He offered me something more. "Work with me," he said. "Not for you. Not forever." I understood. This was bigger than survival. This was a path. And I said yes. The next few years were intense. I learned everything I could. Business, negotiation, risk. I made mistakes and paid for them. Mr. Cole didn't protect me. He prepared me. "You want to win?" he'd say. "Then think like someone who already has." By year 3, I was leading small deals. By year 4, I was making decisions that mattered. Then one day, I heard something unexpected. My father's company was struggling. Debt, lawsuits, bad decisions. Jason wasn't handling it well. I sat quietly after hearing the news. Mr. Cole watched me. "Still care?" he asked. I didn't answer. But something inside me had already started moving. "There's an opportunity," Mr. Cole said. I looked up. "What kind?" "A company tied to your father's is collapsing. And you want to take it?" "I want you to decide," he said. I leaned back, thinking. This wasn't about anger anymore. This was about control. "If I do this, there's no going back," I said. "There never was," he replied. I thought about everything. The rejection, the struggle, the years I spent rebuilding. Then I nodded. "I'm in." The takeover started quietly. No announcements, no noise, just strategy. I invested through layers, acquired shares slowly. No one noticed, especially not him. Weeks later, I walked into a meeting room and saw my father, older, tired, but still try to stay in control. He didn't recognize me. Not at first. "Let's begin," he said. I leaned forward and spoke. "Of course." His eyes met mine, and everything changed. At first, he just stared, like he was trying to place me. Then his expression shifted. Confusion, recognition, shock. "You," he said slowly. I held his gaze calm. "It's been a while." The room went quiet. Other executives looked between us, sensing something was off. "What are you doing here?" he asked. "Business," I replied. One of the board members cleared his throat. "He's part of the new investment group." My father's face tightened. "That's not possible." "It is," I said. He leaned forward, lowering his voice. "You think this is a joke?" "No," I said. "I think this is overdue." Silence stretched between us. For the first time, I saw something I had never seen before. Uncertainty. The man who threw me out without hesitation wasn't so sure anymore. And that was just the beginning. The meeting continued, but everything had changed. My father tried to stay in control, but I could see it slipping. Every time I spoke, people listened. Every suggestion I made was considered, not dismissed, not ignored, respected. After the meeting, he pulled me aside. "What game are you playing?" he asked. "No game," I said. "You don't belong here." I smiled slightly. "That's what you said before." His jaw tightened. "I built this company. he said. And I built myself, I replied. He didn't respond, but I could see it. The shift. Power wasn't where it used to be anymore. Over the next few weeks, things moved fast. Decisions started going through me. Approvals needed my input. People began coming to me first. My father noticed. So did Jason. One afternoon, Jason approached me. I don't know what you're trying to prove, he said. I'm not proving anything. I replied. Then what is this? Reality, he scoffed. You think you can just walk back in and take over? I'm not taking anything, I said. I'm earning it. He didn't like that answer. Neither did my father. And that made it clear I was doing something right. Then the cracks started showing. Financial reports revealed mistakes, bad decisions, deals that should never have been approved. Jason's work. My father defended him at first, but the numbers didn't lie. In one meeting, I laid everything out. Calm, clear, precise. The room went silent. My father looked at Jason. For the first time, disappointment. Jason shifted uncomfortably. It's not that simple, he said. It is, I replied. And deep down, they both knew it. That night, my father called me into his office. Alone. Why are you doing this? He asked. I leaned against the wall. Doing what? This, he said, gesturing around. Taking over everything. I'm not taking over, I said. I'm fixing what's broken. His eyes narrowed. You think I'm broken? I think you made a mistake, I said. Silence. Heavy. You always thought I was weak, I continued. I didn't think it, he said. I knew it. I nodded slowly. Then watch me now. For the first time, he didn't have a response. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. The company started stabilizing. New deals, better decisions, clear direction. People noticed. So did the board. One afternoon, I received an email. Emergency board meeting. Something big. I walked in and immediately felt the tension. My father sat at the head of the table, but he didn't look in control. The chairman spoke. We need to discuss leadership changes. My father stiffened. This is unnecessary, he said. No, the chairman replied. It's overdue. All eyes turned to me, and in that moment, everything shifted. The vote happened quickly, too quickly. By the end of the meeting, it was official. My father was no longer in charge. Silence filled the room. He sat there, stunned, like he couldn't process what just happened. Jason stood up abruptly. This is ridiculous. No, the chairman said calmly. This is business. I didn't say anything. I didn't need to. My father finally looked at me. You did this, he said. I held his gaze. No, I replied. You did. That evening, he came to me again. But this time, he wasn't angry. He was tired. You planned all of this, he said. No, I said. I prepared. He looked away. I thought I was protecting everything, he said quietly. By destroying it? I asked. He didn't answer. For the first time, he looked human, and that changed everything. I went back to the house a few days later. The same gate, the same walls, but everything felt different. This time, I walked in without hesitation. Linda saw me first. Her confidence was gone. What are you doing here? She asked. Finishing something, I said. Jason stayed silent, and my father, he just watched. We sat in the living room. No shouting, no drama, just truth. You replaced me, I said. My father nodded slowly. I thought I was choosing strength. And you were wrong, I replied. Silence. Then he said something I didn't expect. I know. Jason finally spoke. I didn't ask for this, he said. I looked at him. Maybe not, I said, but you accepted it. He didn't argue, because he couldn't. The tension in the room faded. Not completely, but enough. My father looked at me. What happens now? He asked. I thought for a moment. Then I said, you figured out. He nodded slowly, like he understood, like he finally saw things clearly. Too late, but still. I stood up, walked toward the door. The same door I was thrown out of 5 years ago. I paused. just for a second. I didn't come back for revenge, I said. They all looked at me. I came back to prove I never needed you. And then I walked out, this time for good.